You have a great idea for a new story and you want to go ahead with it. But you need characters to live in your story. Well, how do you do that? Now, creating and developing characters can be a little bit of a challenge, especially if you don't have anything specific in mind. But if you do have an idea, do you know how to make them the most realistic characters that they can be? I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't matter if you're a novelist, screenwriter, blogger, or whatever. Whatever you come up with becomes a part of you. Your characters technically become your children. Sure, you put them in impossible situations, and a lot of them die, but that's the joy and pain of being a writer. So I'm going to give you a few techniques of what I have done to make my babies come to life. Before we can get into how to develop and make the characters into living things, we must start at the beginning. So let's say you have a little idea of what your character will be like, but you can't put it into words. You have no name, barely any personality, and no visual. Well, what do? Just question everything. This works for developing the characters as well as creating them. The questions don't have to be deep and complicated. Just get to know your characters. Do a round of would you rather or ask them all about what their favorite food is. Do it as if you were getting to know a real person. You have to talk with them. So, talk with yourself about your characters. Alright, so now you've asked yourself a bunch of questions and have a basis for your character. Now, you want to figure out what they look like and what their mannerisms are. This is the part where we become stalkers. No, I'm totally joking. Stalking and people watching are two totally different things. What I mean is, go out into public, sit down with a notebook, and just be observant. You don't have to focus on one person. Look at a bunch of different people and mark down what you like, what you don't like about them. Write how they act, how they sound, what they wear. Write down their names if you don't have names for your characters yet. Not only are you developing one character, but you are making ideas for others. Mood board, vision board, inspiration board, Pinterest board, whatever you call it. Make one. Mainly used by designers, a mood board is a visual representation of images, text, samples of objects, and so forth that represent a certain idea. For example, I need to figure out how to describe my character, let's say Shane's looks, particularly his hairstyle. I know what it looks like in my head, but I can't put it to words and I can't really describe it to people. So, I browsed Pinterest for a little while, searching for anything that reminds me of my character, not only his hair. So finally, I compiled a board of images that can be used to identify with Shane. So there's blue flannels, racers, guitarists, and images of guys that could look like him. Eventually, I found the hairstyle I was looking for. Believe it or not, Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians has his exact hairstyle that I was envisioning. In conclusion, having a mood board can help you with the visual representation of your characters, giving you an easier way of describing them. Whether you are an artist or not, you should totally do this. I have an entire board on Pinterest dedicated to the squad memes. They are incredible character development tools. Your drawings don't have to be elaborate or impressive. What you are doing is finding a scenario and seeing how your characters react. Just take this image, for example, and just label your characters. Who is being roasted above a fire? Who fell asleep? Who is that clutching for dear life onto their friend? This is similar to asking your characters would you rather questions. If you don't want to draw to visualize your characters, use the images as a writing prompt and be as descriptive as possible. Make sure you can really see and feel your characters in the scene. So if you don't want to sit down for a while and draw the squad or write up a short story, just think about how your characters would respond to a situation you are in at this very moment. So, for example, you are stuck in traffic for hours and finally realize that the reason is because people don't know how to merge into one lane. You yourself might be irritated, but how would your characters respond? Would one be understanding and nice, not blaming anyone? Or would the other be screaming and beeping the horn until everyone's ears bled? So put them in your shoes and see how they will react. Don't be afraid to write down ideas from anything or anyone you see. It could be your grandparents, a model on a poster of a doctor's office, your pet, whatever. Just write it down, be inspired, and don't be afraid to be inspired by other people's work as well. As long as you aren't totally copying their stuff, it's okay to come up with ideas because of it. They would be honored that you were inspired by their work. You could take bits and pieces from the world around you and bring them together to create something new and something that belongs to you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you picked up a few things on how to create and develop your characters. These are just things that have really helped me in the past. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out my other videos as well as my website to see the other work that I do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time!